What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show. Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
There you go. 9/11 Turbo bringing it like they always do to kick off the only live show between 4 and 5 p.m. weekdays in Saskatoon. Coming out of a garage. It is your show. My name is Gary. I am your host. Hopefully you're having a lovely, lovely Tuesday. I had some good news and bad news come in today, as I was yesterday feeling like I was getting sick or getting some sort of cold, as we've had a bunch of colds going through. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but colds are rolling through everywhere right now. It's pretty ridiculous. So I spent most of the day napping this morning and then into the afternoon, and then I woke up and then I realized, oh wait, it's just allergies. So to all the allergy sufferers over there, hopefully you've got some Benadryls in you and all that other stuff. I'm working on it, but I got a tickle right in here that goes all the way through. And again, thank goodness it's not a sickness because everyone else is having it, but still allergies suck. So I got the watery eyes going on. So it feels and sort of looks like I'm been crying all day, and I technically have, but I'm actually quite happy. Mostly because we're doing this show, and I love doing this show. One of the main reasons being we get to show off Margaret, the greatest animal in the history of the universe, as we head on over to the Maggie Cam, proudly brought to you by our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Yeah, Mike, Rochelle, Kirsten, Shar. So many amazing, amazing people over there, all ready to help you, and I hope that you get to say hi to Chris as well. 5 of them, and they all just do such a great job in taking care of all of our animals, including this one, who somehow always hits her cue. Hey, she's always hitting the spot. It's almost like she is a trained actress as she slowly fades off into dreamland. And we also like to use the Maggie Cam as a tease for people that kick off the show. You can see the bottom half of him. You can also see the parts that love to shred guitars. Let's go ahead and bring him on now. Give it up for my main man, Matt Cuthbertson!
Who's ready, party?
Hell yeah. How you doing, buddy?
I am tired and
Yes.
my heart is full.
You had
and-
yourself a
man.
time.
And there's plenty more where that came from.
Absolutely.
But,
So this
yeah.
dude was just on, I guess you would call it a full music weekend slash party slash date weekend with your lovely wife. Like you
Yeah.
did a lot of stuff,
We
man.
did. Basically, starting last Thursday, I had 10 hours of my responsibilities as managing the waste streams in the city of
Yes.
Saskatoon.
Thank you for
So,
all that you
yeah,
do, by the way.
I dealt with that, and then immediately had to go home, shower, grab my stuff, and we drove to Regina. Our goal was to get an 9 p.m. jam in, because that was kind of like our last jam before, and yeah, got the jam in. But the thing is, everyone's like in that band. Oh, all the bands I'm in are kind of, we're old now, so we're like, well, we've got to be up at the crack of dawn tomorrow, so let's get this jam done. So yeah, quickly got there, got the jam. You know, it was all good and stuff, whatever. And then I guess in the morning we had to be on the road at 7:30 because we
Jeez.
lose an hour, and our sound check is at 3 p.m. So
Okay.
you know, I think it was like 6.5 hours that we needed to get there, whatever. Just started hitting the road, and then our first little fun thing. I got a call from Brian, who's in Untimely Demise.
Yes.
That's Untimely was playing.
There's so many bands.
Yeah, before into on this same night or whatever. And Brian calls me. He's like, "So I'm at the side of the road right now.
Oh,
My
no.
truck, the engine just seized up."
Come on.
So luckily, he was in good spirits, and it was 20 minutes of where he just left. His wife was able to drive another vehicle. They transferred some stuff, and that truck, they had to wait for the tow truck to take it to
Yeah.
somewhere or whatever. But he was back on the road, but that already set us back, where we're calling the promoter to see, hey, can we maybe
we
get
start moving
yeah,
the lineup
can
around.
we get
yeah.
us moved back a bit, or this might be a thing because it's going to be close. So yeah, that's kind of in our minds the whole way. We get to the venue in Winnipeg, and 3 Inches of Blood was, amazing band. They're doing their sound check or whatever, and then we were going to, Into Eternity's going to do the sound check after.
You get into this a little bit. There you go. That's good. No, you're all good. You're flowing. I just wanted to make sure we don't lose that beautiful voice.
So I've set up my gear, and there's just the biggest hum in so basically Into Eternity has lots like and you want it to just be crisp, and it was like
that's not good.
Yeah.
We're not liking
then everyone's looking at me, and we only have so much time for sound check, and I got everyone from my band looking at me like basically
on,
Chubbs and what and I'm like, man, stop, I didn't try and do this. So everyone, we've got all the sound guys, and they're figuring things out. Eventually I ended up borrowing a head from Endless Chaos.
Shout out.
Save the day.
There we go.
But still, I was having some issues. So basically, every time there would be a pause, I would just step on the clean channel. I had to change the game from the get-go or whatever. But yeah, we did our sound check, and it was good. And I was like, okay, fine, that's nice. As Apollo 13, our one glitch for the mission's done. And then I always reference Apollo 13, and then sure enough, multiple glitches happen.
There they go, yeah.
Yeah,
we deal with that a lot here.
Basically now the first band went on, Spectre. They were a fantastic, kind of like early Iron Maiden inspired, but the guy had just the piercing high voice, and they were going for that 80s sound.
Getting that Brucey in,
warmed my heart. So yeah, we're waiting, and now they're almost done, and that Untimely's on next. Brian's still not in Winnipeg or whatever. So we're like, oh, this is great. This is great.
Here we go.
He showed up just as they finished. He quickly brought his stuff in, and with these festivals, there's a 15-minute changeover, and it's pretty
you got to go. Absolutely.
Do not want to be holding stuff up, because the big people want to see the big band.
That's right. Hey, and not that you're not the big bands, of course.
But
I know
you're
what
respectful of the headliners.
You have so many bands you got to get in, and the more time you waste, the further back you get pushed, and it goes bad.
Yeah, threw our stuff on and start playing the first song, and then I'm going to say probably the shakiest Untimely Demise performance ever.
Wow. And you've done a lot of shows.
Yeah, basically there was moments at the start where, those nightmares where you're naked on stage and all the strings are broken. Yes. It was kind of like that.
I have that here every day.
Yeah.
Every time I do this show, I feel like that. It's oh my God.
Yeah, we persevered, found our way like the engine that could, and ended up, having a great circle pit for, the Damage Inc. cover we did, and really ended off nice. But it was definitely from low to high. I'm not afraid to admit that this was not. I'm not going to say this is the best performance we've ever had, but it was good that we got through it, and the crowd's supportive. We know everyone in Winnipeg, so it's not like they're
You've
oh
done
my
this
god,
before,
or whatever. And obviously, surprisingly enough, this was the time Untimely probably sold 3 times more than we've ever sold in merch. It's just one of those things where it's.
Everyone
things
coming
work out.
together.
Yeah,
yes.
Things work out.
In a way, those shows are so important too, because you have to know that the show must go on and that you can do it, right? There's a lot of learning in there.
We were taught, because the promoter of this festival, Corey Thomas, he was in Untimely Demise for Systematic Eradication. He was the drummer. And then James, who's in Endless Chaos, the band that hooked me up with the amp, he was the drummer for No Promise of Tomorrow. So we had 2 Untimely drummers in Winnipeg. So we're like, well, if Brian doesn't get there, it's Incoming Pestilence, and Last Guildsman. It's we could play a couple
rotation.
Songs
Hell
or whatever.
Yeah.
We were throwing the tongue in cheek, but it was we've got some options here or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so got through the Untimely performance, and it was good. We were all supportive of each other, because it says a lot about a band. When the shows are great, everyone can be so amazing. When the shows go bad, that's when true colors can show.
Absolutely.
And I thought I was proud of everyone in my band, and especially I'm gonna give Murray the MVP because he is such a passionate guy.
Yes.
When things go wrong, he doesn't like that. He wants it to be
perfect.
And I was just so
That's his baby.
so proud of him, where he's hey, these were things that were out of our control, and we dealt with it, and we persevered, and
that's all you can do.
Yeah, it was cool. So yeah, I played that one. Then Endless Chaos came on after us. They had a wicked set, and then like everyone backstage is like asking me, they're like, you know, because I was still warming up after, and they're
Yeah.
just like, why are you still playing? And they're like, oh yeah, you're going back.
I'm going back on,
Yeah.
baby.
And I was really, for me, I don't want my hand to lock up after I've like played a bunch of stuff, and
Yeah.
I can usually make my way through any of the fast stuff, but Into has a lot of stuff where we're playing slow, clean guitars, and then fast stuff, and you're so naked when you are when you've got a clean guitar, you're the only one playing, everyone's looking at you, and you're and if your hand claws up, like those
Anything,
these are the nightmares. This is the anxiety that I like to give myself before.
Of course.
But yeah, so went into the Into set, and it was just like finally I was able to breathe and let the songs start playing themselves. It was just a magical time. I had said all I want is to have fun, because that's been my goal these last years. I've played so many shows, and after I'm like, I don't even remember what happened because I was so focused, where I'm like, I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun. And I had fun, and it was awesome. And yeah, great crowd. We got tons of footage that we'll be able to show at
We'll
some
start
point.
showing
Maybe
that
after
off.
the Striker shows, we'll put something together.
Absolutely. And then, you know, as we move forward, we're going to get you in like as much as we can, because
Oh,
we love you so much. So we
I
can
am
share
down.
all of that
Yeah.
stuff too, because you were sort of, like I told you, you're representing the Dam now when you're out
Yeah,
there. So you're like
absolutely.
talking to
Yeah,
all the bands, let them know what's going on here, which I really, really appreciate.
But yeah, it's just cool. Basically, getting to see all of my old friends and people that I've seen, because we had members in Winnipeg for so many years.
Yeah,
and
man.
it's
Well, you
like,
made that
it's like
drive
going,
so many
it's like
times,
going
right?
back home. But I'm a guy. I hate small talk, and so I just won't talk if it's small talk. But I just had so many real conversations where you're talking. You know, like, oh, I was talking to my buddy from another Demise band. They're called Tyrant's Demise. They were playing the night after, and we were just talking about like how our parents were so supportive, and how we would be constantly being like, hey, mom and dad, Evil Survives are staying over, blah blah blah, and then
The
they'd
real
be up,
stuff right
they'd
there.
be up with like the French coffee presses, and 30 eggs, and
Just
bacon
the
and all the
fancy,
stuff. But
yeah.
it was cool that it's like, oh, that happened for me, but that also happened for you, and to many bands. Endless Chaos, before they were Endless Chaos, Mike Menza, we would go to his parents' house when Untimely Demise was early on, and it was the same thing. They'd make breakfast. And
Absolutely. It says so much about the upbringing, right? Because people look at like metal bands, it's like, oh man, and you get that stigma, and then you realize not only are they the kindest people, but also the funniest dudes, and they've had such an incredible upbringing and surrounded by support.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, I think that is a huge misconception
Absolutely.
that we're angry or like uneducated.
That's
or
a
like,
great
oh, yeah,
one, yeah.
where it's like,
Yeah.
you sit your ass down to a metalhead, you're gonna hear the best stories.
You want to talk about intelligence. Try to figure out how to sweep arpeggios while playing a million times per second. You know what I mean? Like it's so intricate, and the stuff you have to learn to be able to do what you do.
It's dorky. Like I get it. I
We
get
love
it.
nerds here. It's
I'm
the
a
nerdy
dork.
stuff.
I'm willing to admit it now. But no, it was funny. My Carvin that I play, it's my favorite guitar. It's the Jason Becker kind of guitar.
Jason Becker.
But every guitar player, when they see the Carvin, a side note, this was a wedding gift from Erin Lindsay,
Ooh,
my
baby.
wife. So
Ooh,
just
baby.
But yeah, anywhere we go, they're like, oh, the Carvin, and I went backstage, and everyone's like, oh, the Carvin this, and I was like, if anyone needs to get a photo with the Carvin, please do it now. And I got a good laugh.
It's like its own little side photo
it's like,
booth. Yeah.
Get out of the way, guitar player guy. We must
the
see
way of the guitar.
We must see this Carvin.
It's like the holy grail of guitars in there. That's awesome.
But yeah, it just a great experience, and it feels cool to get a play to a sold out venue, and it's a new cool venue, and just seeing all the old friends. So yeah,
I love
nothing but positivity.
That's what we're all about here.
Oh,
So-
okay, one more thing.
Yes, lay it on me.
Because I'm a guy with t-shirts. I'm either no sleeves or
Yes.
all the sleeves.
That's right.
But I said you were gonna get an Into.
Oh, we're doing
Yeah,
it.
What's going on?
Look at this.
The long sleeve for you there.
It's
You know,
going
the-
on
the
right now.
little-
That's the one thing I always do with you.
Yeah.
You notice that, hey, whenever
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
get me a shirt, I always put it right on.
Oh yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the highlights of Manitoba Metal Fest as a whole, okay? Because it was such a huge thing, and you sent me these videos, and as I watched them, like you said, the crowd's insane, and it's all your buddies. Like, what goes on, like, in between shows when everyone's, like, mingling? What do you guys get up to?
Well, obviously some people, go and refill drinks and
Beverages,
and
always important.
beverages
Yeah,
and whatnot.
Absolutely.
But Yeah, what goes on between?
Like, is there storytelling? Is there like information sharing? You know what I mean? Like, because I always, whenever I go to festivals, I'm always looking through like the tents and looking in the back to see if I like can find any of the bands I know or the people I know, and they're always just walking like around to each other's spots and just hanging out,
Yeah, I would
and it
say
looks so fun.
it always kind of has that high school reunion
Yeah,
vibe.
that's what I'm
Because
talking about.
again, like for me, all the people from Winnipeg, I know them so well, so it's nice. Like again, even like when I'm trying to like move my amp or move stuff off the stage, you kind of like
Yep.
expect that it's going to be about 15 minutes from point A to point B because there's someone that has been a huge part of your life, and you can't just be like, hey man, whatever. Like so, you end up talking 2 minutes here.
Absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, I would say in general, just lots of sharing stories. Oh, we played that club, or again with
Tour
with,
tips.
with Corey's festival. Like when he first started, he was doing 10-person shows, at just little dive bars and stuff, and that was Ninja Cat Productions. And now he's the head talent buyer of Park Theater, and he still has Ninja Cat, which is his like production company.
Okay.
But now there's this brand new huge venue, and it's again the first time ever that he's had 3 nights sell out of this thing.
Well,
so
that's
like,
huge
like
in the
crazy.
world we live in today,
'Cause
right? Like,
we've
that's
had
awesome.
like a lot of times they'll be like, and he doesn't always do 3 nights. Sometimes it's just a 2-night festival, and a lot of times like the one night will sell out, and the other one will kind of be like a little. Or,
Yeah,
not,
a little bit less.
But
Yeah.
the fact that all 3 nights sold out, and it's cool because like the Untimely into 3 inches the night we played, that's more if you're like thrash, melodic. Then it got into Decapitated and Septic
Gets a little
Flesh.
bit
and it started to
heavier,
get
yeah, a little bit more,
a little
yeah.
heavy, but it's just different vibes each night, and it's cool to see the reactions of the crowds for
And
like
that's how you learn about new bands too, right? You go to see these ones, and that's why I love festivals so much, because as you're here to support this band, you hear something that you really like, and all of a sudden you're like, well, okay, well, I'm going to watch this now, and then you have a new band that you love.
Oh, it's exactly it. Yeah, because with metal, there's so many bands. I've heard the names of bands, and then like 10 years later on, I'm like, I should check them out. And then, oh, how did I not know about that? Whereas if you see them live, they're gonna grab you that night if you put on a good show.
No, I totally love stories like this, because this is how music grows, and this is how becoming a fan of music grows, is stuff like this. So anytime we can support it, we absolutely want to. There was a birthday as well, right? We got a special birthday today we're going to get to. You have a birthday in a couple of days, which we
are we
we're
doing
gonna do something.
The first birthday?
I feel like you should just get the birthday train rolling.
I always
here.
have to do a birthday shout out.
Yes.
So Matt Haynes, original Untimely Demise guitarist, current Raven Witch guitarist, an all-around amazing guy and great shredder. I've always looked up to his guitar playing and always will. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Big Guy!
Yes! This is what we do. We celebrate birthdays. We talk about great things like music festivals. What now is coming down the pipe? Because this is sort of a start. Because you were going to be writing a bunch of stuff. Like, we have shout out to Noel, our main man Noel, as he's got an incredible intro that we've been trying to work on with for a while now. But you, again, being in all the bands and being so busy, as well as working a real job, it's tough to get that stuff going. But as we move forward, you got more going on here, don't you?
With your show?
No, not with
Or
this
with-
show. That's okay.
yeah.
You're going to be doing that in your free time as well, and we'll get to that. But upcoming shows for you, because it doesn't stop after the Metal Fest.
So basically, what I did today is apparently some of that buzz was from a cheap power daisy chain that I'm powering my pedals.
So you're still figuring that out.
So basically, I got some batteries, plugged them in. I did some troubleshooting today. It seems to be better. So
You definitely learned enough to at least work through it.
I should have decent gear for these shows, but 2 more shifts managing the waste stream, and then Friday morning, Merbs and I are going to be heading up in his Honda Civic. We're packing that thing, and we're going to play the 2 Striker shows the first one in Calgary and the second one in Edmonton, and this it's going to be awesome because again we've had members in Alberta, so again, it's going to be another high school reunion.
Straight up reunions, man.
And
no, I absolutely hear you. As well, a new venue coming up, Corey opening right next door, a sidebar.
Oh, yeah, okay, it's really cool.
Tell me about this, and the after parties.
the venue right next to the park, and when we were in Minneapolis, there was a venue that we had went to. I can't think of it, but they had something where there was like more of that 700 person one, and then next there's like a 200 person one.
Okay.
For this show, they had all the merch being sold in this new. It's like a long bar kind of
Love
setup,
that. Yeah.
but it's going to be a 200 person venue, so that's going to be great for bands that can't. Like Untimely Demise isn't going to be bringing in 700 people to a show. You know, just unfortunately, that's the reality.
So, well,
and
not
that's-
yet. But you keep
Yeah.
doing this, and it grows.
But yeah, that's more of that 200 to 300 per. Or I think it's a 200 person venue, so that's just great to have another cool. And I believe it's all ages. I don't quote me on that, but that's awesome to have another venue in there. I guess one more thing I want to mention about the Untimely Demise reunion and stuff, because I had mentioned James and Corey. Do you remember Sam? You know, like long curly hair Sam, like super
Yes.
jacked, looks like a Tonka truck like guy or whatever.
It rings a bell for sure.
But yeah, he played in Untimely Demise guitar for many years, and then he isn't in the band anymore. But he had showed up and he brought a keg to the green room for us.
Oh.
So it was pretty funny.
What
where,
a
yeah,
gentleman.
he shows up. He's like, "Hey, I brought you beer," and then it's funny because like Murray doesn't drink anymore,
Yeah.
and like a lot of guys don't really crush. I don't really crush the brews like as much
like we
as,
used to, yeah. But you
but,
still partake.
But it was a pretty cool thing. But yeah, that we were having limited success with pouring these beers because we're just getting so much foam, and everyone's like,
It's hard to do
Everyone's
that.
like, they're like, you don't press it first. I'm like, I didn't pump it, and then they're like, you're tilted, and it's just like
Keg
it's all foam.
tips,
I
yeah.
don't know what you want, but this isn't my fault.
It's
Okay.
not my forte.
Okay?
Come on.
But
Well, that's
yeah.
when you just do keg stands, right?
Yeah, but yeah, that was really cool of Sam to do that. Just
The
that you know, to be
kindness, the
thinking,
kindness
he's
and be
coming,
thinking
and
like
he's like,
that.
"Oh, I'm gonna
Oh.
bring a keg for Untimely Demise," and
It's amazing.
yeah, it's
I'm
pretty-
happy you got to feel the love because I feel like, you know, it's really hard for bands nowadays to keep grinding and to keep being out there and to keep growing and to have fests like this and moments where you can feel loved even when you're going through all of the different trials that you're going through, to have people to have your
Yeah.
back, man, that's just so great to
'Cause
see.
every musician and artist, I'm assuming it's always this up and down where
Yes.
you've got your good moments and highs and
Yep.
stuff, but sometimes you'll be working so hard and you just feel like, oh, no one's listening to my music, or like I put all this effort in and I got blah blah views or this, or you can get down on yourself, and then you
Very
can
easily.
spiral into like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe is it worth it anymore? Like, am I, and
It's a mental game.
But yeah, it's moments like this where you just really, like I said, my heart felt full from that show, and it's just
love that.
to feel a sense of accomplishment and to feel pride and all of these like relationships that I've made because of what we've did over the last few
Yeah.
decades. It does make it worth it. And then when I get into one of those moods down the road, I just got to remember that.
That's it.
Think-
Take the good stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm so happy you got to come in here today and tell us a little bit. And thank you so much for the new shirt. I'm pretty sure like 2/3 of my wardrobe is all from you and like your bands. So I'm so grateful to continue to be addressed by you
I
and
aim to
inspired by you guys, and just keep doing what you're doing. And we will talk next week. We'll get all those videos ready to go, and we'll sort of go on a tour of the tours, which is
sounds
going to be
great.
pretty cool. So we'll just have them right up on this TV, and we can like talk about them, and you can be like, look at this. It's going to be awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, again, from all the bands, his name is Matt Cuthbertson. Thank you so much for joining the show, brother, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
right.
I'm so happy
Talk
you
to
made
you
it
later,
home.
Gary.
Give it up. There we go. My man. Such a handsome gentleman. Whew. Okay, so we got tour talk. We got some birthday shout-outs. As we continue to make our way, do not forget about the Saskatoon Food Bank, all right? They have the citywide food drive going on right now. We talked to Executive Director Gloria O'Connor yesterday by Zoom this Thursday. She's going to be in studio. We're going to give her a VIP tour and show all this off to her and let her know how important not only she is, but the entire operation is to us here, as we have a counter. I have a bunch of check marks. I believe it's at $100 now for every time I say the word again as a crutch. And it's been pretty good today, but I'm going to count that one. So put another one. So it's up to $110. Now, as we're going to go the whole month of May, just like with the citywide food drive, they are asking for requests for donation bins right now. So you head to saskatoonfoodbank.org. They have the citywide food drive right there. You click on it, and then you can sign up your business for a barrel, and then you just have it right there at work, and everyone just brings some food and fill that thing up. And then they come and pick it up at the end of the month. It's super easy to do. You can also make monetary donations and everything else. We say it all the time, do good things and you'll notice good things start happening to you. This is all about karma. It's all about being a good person, putting other people first. And you can do that, and you can prove it by signing up for the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center's citywide food drive going on for the entire month of May. And again, $110. We will be bringing Lori in here on Thursday to continue pushing, as we want to help out, man. The stats are there. It's a real tough time out there for a lot of people, and this is how we can help. Okay, back to business. As we get back to birthdays, there is another birthday boy who is in the building right now. He has now started joining us every Tuesday. I have a picture of him right here beside me in his, I guess you could say, bathtub. Looks like he's in a little bathtub there in the field. And I got a bunch of these to give away, as well as he gives us a whole bunch of swag to celebrate things like birthdays. We're going to walk him in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to the birthday boy himself, Uncle Mike! Uncle Mike with the walk-on baby, giving it up for Uncle Mike.
Wow.
That could be good. We could start doing like some little shreds like that too, where we could do like a transition shred.
Ooh, I like that.
As we're putting it on, he's doing all
like
the shredding for us. Happy birthday,
Oh,
buddy!
thanks,
How you
buddy.
doing?
Good. I'm doing swell.
Tell me
I'm
about
doing
this
swell.
picture. Where was this out at Mom and Dad's
That's
place?
out at the acreage, yeah. So this was
Beautiful.
kind of going back to what we used to do as kids, like in
Go
the
play
kind
in
of
the
around,
pond.
yeah, like around this time of year, March, April, May, when all the
Yeah.
snow would melt and we'd start getting the rain. Water would collect in these low-lying areas.
Yeah.
And it was like we had our own personal little swimming pool. And like
And-
it wasn't dingy, like the water wasn't
it's-
sitting there for
yeah,
long,
it's
so
clean.
there wasn't a lot of duck poo and like,
And that's not the only one you do. You got a bathtub that you put out there.
I've got, I
Photo
released
shoots, hey?
a winter one as
Yeah,
well. So it's the
so
clawfoot
badass.
tub,
Yeah.
in a field with a little
Look like a
fire
Viking
underneath
in
it.
there,
And
yeah.
it's
Very cool.
yeah, very classy.
All
very
right, so
classy.
let's get to the birthday, because you had yourself a day today as well, hey?
It's been a day.
Let's walk
Yeah,
through your
it's been
birthday
a
day. Tell me about it.
Well, my daughter was homesick. Laura
There
was
we go.
homesick
Yeah, the sickness is going
today,
around.
so
That's it.
I actually I had to run into work quickly, kind of early this morning, about 7 o'clock, and then get back home so that my wife could take Silas to school. And so that was kind of a quick.
Hold on, did you have power?
Oh no, we woke up with no power as well. I guess
I
I
thought
forgot
it was gonna
about that.
start.
Yeah, jeez. I
Happy
just,
birthday, no power
yeah,
for you.
There you go. So I was like, shit, I need coffee. How am I gonna make coffee?
And how did you power through that?
So fortunately, I had some pre-ground in the grinder,
Oh.
and I had a little camp stove, that I pulled out of the
course you
van,
do,
and I
yeah.
fired that puppy up, and at least I made a cup of coffee, and then
Birthday cup of coffee.
birthday cup of coffee, one of the best ones, was not my only cup, that's for sure.
Hey, yeah, I've been around
Um,
that too for the last couple hours.
Yeah, and then ripped into work, and a quick turnaround there just to do a couple things for the day. And we had to open late, so apologies to anyone that tried to come to the shop. I tried to do my best.
This show is turning everyone just
post-game thing.
apologizing. Hey, what a kind show we have.
Well, we're Canadians,
that's
right?
What
That's what we do. We
that's
just,
it.
you
But
know,
we
we
also
just apologize.
persevere and keep on and power through, which
That
is what
is
we
true.
learned about today too,
That is
which
very
you did
true.
as well.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, I'm kind of weird like that when I get, a bump in the road, it's like, it's kind of a driving, it's like, holy shit,
motivator.
I gotta conquer this thing now,
motivator, yes,
and I
a
almost
challenge.
instead of letting it get me down, which in the past it has, and I'm sure some things will
Oh, yeah.
continue to kind of get me down, but it's like, okay, I gotta do this, like there's no other friggin' choice.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it, and so it kind of gives you that extra boost of energy, and
Fight or flight.
yeah, exactly.
It's like me every time I come on this show until I talk about this microphone being like armor. It's like an armor for me. And all the way up until I sit in front of this thing, it's like, oh my God, what's going to go wrong? What's this? What's that? What am I going to do? And then the second the show starts, it's just like, "Boo."
Yeah,
And
turn
you're
it
in.
on, and
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
bang it out.
Yeah.
No, so those little things, like, okay, like I gotta do this, and a sick kid at home, and how's that gonna be, and whatever, and then it was kind of a great day. I mean, I took the opportunity, obviously, to we did some drawing, we did some reading, I did a little bit of gardening. I'm in full like garden mode now with spring here. So trying to get a jump on that, and then we like rode our bikes over to see the chickens and
It's
just
a
check on the
perfect dad
chickens.
day,
It was
bro.
great, and like she loved it. She, I mean, there was no power in the morning, so she couldn't like sit in front of a screen
Which is
or
great for
whatever.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a nice transition to like, oh, sorry, honey, like there's no power. You can't watch TV or whatever.
It's not an option.
Exactly. So, and then again, kind of the end of the day, Amanda had to come home from work so that I could get in here on time, and I brought Laurel in with me, and we did a little car switcheroo. So they came here, and I kind of asked Laurel if she wanted to come in and
Well,
at
why
least check
not?
out
Yeah.
the studio. I think she's still
A little nervous.
a little nervous, still
Hey,
just
we're
a
a
little
big happy
sick
family
kind
here.
of thing.
Oh, that too.
And
yeah,
so
okay.
she was just like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But I neglected to ask my son and Amanda if they wanted to come in. But
Well, they can come in next week.
exactly,
'Cause you're
that's
doing
what
this every
there's
week
going
now.
to be
You're on
many other
board. Yeah,
opportunities,
we're
and
doing
I'm
this.
pretty sure they're trying to get home and like make me supper.
Oh,
or
a
make
little
me
birthday.
a cake, or a little
something.
a little
Okay.
something.
That was going to be
so
my
it's-
next question. Any presents yet for Uncle Mike?
Your presence is presence.
Oh,
presence enough.
that's a present pun right there, and I really
try.
appreciate
I
it.
try.
Very well done.
Yeah, nothing yet, but apparently there is something at home that I haven't seen that Laurel was trying to tell me. She's like, "Oh, you haven't seen it yet?" I'm like, "No,
It was right in front of you the whole
Uh,
time.
it's probably, yeah. My brain fog these days is
Yeah,
quite
it's,
thick.
It's strong. It's strong with us as we get older.
Stuff can be in front of my face and it'll fly right over my head.
Yeah,
kinda
and
thing,
I can
so.
definitely relate to that as well.
yeah.
So let's get into a little bit about Uncle Mike's end of this week, because we got a special promo code again, don't we?
A very special one.
And I love this because it's a big one, as the kids say.
It's the biggest promo I think I've ever done.
And
I mean,
before we say it and give you the code and all that, how did the first promo code go for the Mother's Day? I know we had a couple people from around here scrambling around to get their presents in at the last second.
it was great. We had had a few people come by, and some of them didn't have time to ship it out in time, so they ordered, and we do offer free shipping over $85
Which
or
is
a flat
cool.
delivery fee in town, or flat shipping fee for orders under $85. So people were in a pinch, so they're like, I can't wait to get it delivered, so I'm just going to go to the shop. So a couple people ordered like Friday morning and came by Friday afternoon to pick it up. So it was like,
and
cool.
it's so easy to do. That's the reason I want to talk about it, is because I suck at online stuff, and I suck at buying stuff, and I suck at everything. So the easier stuff is, the more
so
I
hard on
sort of
yourself.
gravitate to it. And this stuff is perfect for me because you just go there and you type in your promo code, and then you get a discount.
And that's what I like to try, like the least amount of barriers to get to
Yes,
the end thing,
make
right?
it
And
simple.
like, I need my wife or my mom happy. I want to save some money.
Is it?
I want to smell good. I want her to smell good,
And I don't want to hurt the environment.
Yeah, there you go, right?
So then we go to
it's
Uncle
the,
Mike.
the triple whammy.
So let's
Quadruple
go ahead
whammy.
and tell everyone the promo code for this week, as it is Uncle Mike's birthday. Where are we going with it, buddy?
So I'm turning today I'm 42 years old.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It hurts. Eh?
It's-
Just saying
yeah.
it makes your bones hurt.
It does a little bit.
Yeah.
But the promo code is DAM42.
Damn, 42.
So you're going to save 42% on everying in the store.
That is only 8% away of half price.
That's
I don't
pretty
got my
damn
grade
good.
12, and I can figure that out.
It's the oldest I've ever been, so it's the steepest discount I've ever offered.
And we're celebrating this. And this is why I love you, because even though it is your birthday, we all get to celebrate with a promo code.
I think that's, I like to give a little something back,
That's it. And that's why we love having you here, because that's what we are all about. So again, DAM42, enter that promo code at UncleMike'sNatural.com, and you will get 42% off whatever you buy, which is insanity to me. And when you suggested that, I was like, dude, that's like insane.
I like to party, I like to party. What can I
Crazy.
say? Let's
Absolutely.
let's
So-
get crazy.
That's it. We're having a birthday crazy party right now, and you use that, and we'll have that going for the next week, I guess, until
Yep.
we switch it up next week.
Yeah, until
If you're
till the
still
next show.
around, that might just take you right out.
It might. It might put me out of business. I don't.
You might have to end it early. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see. We'll
That's
see.
awesome.
I mean,
Okay.
at least people are going to smell clean and save a couple bucks. Right?
And
So-
save the environment. I can't stress enough. That's why we love supporting you so much, not just because you're you, but you're doing stuff that people are actively trying to be aware of, like not having aluminum and all these other things inside of the products you use.
Yeah.
And that's like, that alone is such an honorable thing. So we love supporting stuff like that.
Well, thank you.
I know you were worried about coming on every week and then being like, oh man, I don't want to look like I'm pushing all my stuff all the time, because you don't want to be that guy. And I said, that's exactly why you're here. And that's why we have all these businesses aboard. They are all a big part of this whole movement of, yeah, we're not here to push ourselves. We are here to help others. And so when you do that, and we are talking about music, we were talking about upcoming punk shows around this place, as you are not only Uncle Mike, you're punk rock Mike for me, as the guy who always makes it to all the punker shows, including Lagwagon. I got both my Lagwagon boys out. Like, this is so cool to have you guys around as we continue to push this spot as a band stop for bands coming through Saskatoon. So if you're a band and you're coming through here in the next couple of months, I was talking to Tristan, by the way, and we were talking about getting that set up as well, as they got a show coming up in July, I believe it is. And those bands come in, they do their sound check, then they come over here and they hang out with us. They have some brewskis, we talk, we promote where they're going and stuff like that. And you had mentioned the Day Glow show, and I forgot the date already. But tell me more about upcoming punk rock shows with Punk Rock Mike. He takes off the Uncle Mike hat and puts on the punk rock, I guess it would be Mohawk.
The switcheroo.
Yeah. Tell us what's going on in the punk scene, bud.
Yeah, so Day Glow show coming up on the 23rd, which is next Thursday, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go to that.
Of course,
presumably.
I'm going to try to go as well.
And I'm sure there's other shows.
Of course,
coming
there.
up.
I put you on the
I'm not-
spot here.
I did not
and we
prepare
don't
for
need-
this, Gary.
Well, but we don't need to promote that. I want to talk about the best shows that you've been to. I don't mean like the best, oh my God, this was the best set I've ever seen, but like the best memories you have from shows. As again, Matt just came off this huge weekend of music at Manitoba Metal
Yeah, that
Fest.
would've
Do you have
been
any
rad.
memories?
Well, actually, one that includes you
Oh,
from
boy.
from last year. We made a little road trip down to see NoFX and the Descendants.
Yes.
And
What a
Strung
time.
Out, Voodoo Glow Skulls. We missed, I guess, but we were expecting it to be NoFX's last show.
Even though they have another one, the same place, pretty much the same time.
They've
that
got
we're gonna
another
go to.
last
Yep.
show coming
So,
up in
shout
a
out to
couple
everyone.
months
Yep.
here in August, I guess, this
Yep.
year, I think. So we'll probably go to that
going to.
again, I guess.
It's happening.
I don't know, big ones. I mean, again, racking the brain, the
But
brain
that
fog.
one, getting
is,
back to that NoFX one, have you ever done a road trip like that where you buy the tickets the night before, you go, you get there mid-afternoon, you get yelled at by Cliff Baschuk for being way too late and ruining everyone's time, and then you go into the show, and it's the best show ever, and then you end up hanging out in the parking lot of the hotel until 3 or 4 in the morning, and then you drive back at like 10 a.m.
that's
was
how
just
I
like
want to.
this.
That's how I want a music trip to be. Right.
Yes.
It's kind of like last minute, kind of like holy shit,
so
get up
cool.
and go. Go to the show, party it up, see a bunch of buddies, stay up way too late.
Way too late.
Hanging out in a garage or in a
Arcade.
parkade,
It was
was
so
great.
random.
And
we
like
had
the
so much
security guy
fun.
was like,
he
"Yeah, you guys are
besties
good.
with
Like
us
we're
and
staying
just
there. I mean, we're
crushing
staying in the
drinks.
hotel, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't really have any other place to go."
It was so
you know?
fun. And like looking back on that, NoFX has been my favorite band of all time for a long time now. And they played pretty much every song that I wanted them to play, as in I knew every word to every song that got played. And it was like one of the very first times in my life where it was an entire set of every single song that I knew. And now the fact they're coming back this year and they're going to play two different, like entirely different sets one night and then the next night. And it'll probably be the same thing because I love them so much. Have you ever had a show like that where you sang, like Lagwagon was another one where we sang pretty much every word to every song?
That would be one. And there's, I mean, it's kind of the last couple of years, like so DRI came through maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And that was one that like, I've been listening to him since I was 14, 15, Thrash Zone was the first album I bought of theirs. And it was like, you just discount certain bands because you either think they maybe don't have as big of a following up here or, like Millencolin, so a band, a punk band from like Sweden, right?
Yeah.
And like no fun at all, like another
Dude.
band that like from Sweden, they're playing Saskatoon.
Millencolin played Amigos, wasn't it?
Yes,
That was a hell of a show.
Yeah.
Oh, we
So
should
it's-
just start doing like shows. Maybe that could be its own side show where we just get together, like the three of us, and just tell stories about our favorite shows in town here because we
Amazing.
could talk all over it.
Yeah.
There's so much to get to.
It's I don't know. It's just those experiences. I mean, I think for me, like the Queers came through last summer, I guess, and like that was another one. I'd been listening to him for 30 years, kind of thing. Never really thought they'd come, to Saskatoon,
Yeah,
I guess.
how did
And
they
then
get
sure
here?
enough, they pop up and they're coming through, and it's just like, kind of another one off the bucket list because
Yes.
I don't expect to see them, and I don't know. I'm not going to travel to go see every band because a lot of
It's hard.
a lot of
It's
times
hard to
they'll
do.
Go to, right. Go to
But
Calgary.
you are the
Edmonton, and,
motivator
like,
to do that, though. You were the
well,
motivator last
I
time.
try, and I mean, when you wrangle a couple buddies up and you pile them into a car, and then
So
you split
fun.
gas and you can
Yeah.
split a hotel room,
It's easy.
it becomes a little more feasible. And then too, when it's a like a festival thing, Punk and Drublic festival thing, so you're going to see 2, 3, 6, half a dozen bands, whatever.
Absolutely.
It's a little easier to convince yourself to
there's
to
more
make
there.
the trip, right?
Yeah,
As
there's
opposed to like, I'm spending
just
$500
one.
just to go see one band for one night type
Yeah,
thing. So.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean those
Those are good. You
couple
did-
things that come
did
to
a
my
great
memory
job.
that they're a little more recent, I guess. I mean, going back SNFU, that
Yeah.
was kind of a
Oh,
few
there it
years
is. Big
ago as
fan over
well.
there, yeah.
Like, and it was the last time we would
Chai
see
Pit.
Ken kind of thing,
Yeah.
and so those ones, I guess kind of stand out a little bit more.
But we can
uh,
touch on them. I know
I
I put
c-
you
I- yeah,
on
I
the
could- I
spot.
could talk
of
for
course,
hours
we
here.
we could do that. And I just wanted to touch on that because those are like that's stuff that's important to us. Those are our core memories of like these incredible moments that we shared with music. And I feel like we are passionate enough to be able to talk about that for a while and to talk about it well.
Yep.
So that might be somewhere we go next. My mom texted
Totally.
me. She said, "Where's the shop located? I want to go buy some stuff."
Oh, well, if you want to come into the shop, it's
you go, Wendy.
1730 Quebec Avenue, unit number 5.
Unit number 5.
It's in the Canadiana Business Center, kind of like a little business mall type of thing.
Okay.
And pretty easy to find. You can see some signage on Quebec, and then as well when you get into the parking lot, we got a big Uncle Mike sign. So
Just follow the sign.
yeah, and if you can't find it, feel free to give me a call. 381 SOAP.
Hey!
306-381-SOAP.
Well done. This is good.
I've just released my phone number
That's
live
awesome.
on the air. This
Dude,
could be dangerous.
My
I
phone
don't know.
number is like the operating phone number for this
I know,
whole
I know.
network.
And
So
I always joke
it's
about
just-
it, but it's like
it's happening.
you put it on the website, it's on social media, like people
Yeah,
are gonna
it's out
find
there.
it, right? It's not a hidden thing. It's my work phone. So
my
I
work
mean,
phone now too.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
I wonder if we can write. Can you write that phone bill off?
Yeah.
Wait,
That's a
I'm
work
just
phone.
learning.
I
I was
mean-
told just to keep track of every single thing that's purchased. Then
Yep.
you might be able to write it off. I
Yep.
still don't even know what that means. I thought you just go like this and say, "I'm writing it off," and then it's done.
That's
like claiming bankruptcy.
That's the one thing. Actually, when I was younger, I thought credit cards. I thought every adult got a credit card.
That's
You
what
know,
you do
when
once
they
you're an
turn
adult.
20 or whatever, they just got a credit card, and it's like you just
Boy,
never
oh
had to pay
boy.
it back.
Yeah, that one
I don't
went
know.
south
It's-
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid
Not
credit cards.
not the truth. I
No.
came to learn.
I can vouch for that.
But no, business stuff. You write it on. Like
There you go.
you use it for the business.
Okay.
You need it for the business.
We're learning
you
so
get
much.
Get a good accountant, and they'll
I
tell
gotta
you
get
what you
that, too.
can and what
Apparently,
you
I
can't
have to get a
do or
business
whatever.
license. I got to do all sorts of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff actually.
We weren't supposed to grow this fast.
I know.
Apparently, we've grown so fast that I have to like do stuff that I wasn't going to do for the entire first year. Like I have to start doing it now.
Yeah.
And
And
I like
it's-
procrastinating way more than pro-workinating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
I'm a good procrastinator as well.
Would you say we're professionals?
I'm a professional
Procrastinating?
procrastinator.
That's good.
I think. Yeah.
DAM42. That is the promo code. Take it and use it at UncleMike'sNatural.com, and you will get 42% off your purchases for the entire next week until his next appearance here, which is now every Thursday on your show. So, Uncle Mike,
Tuesday.
thank you for that. Every Tuesday on your show. Thank you for that. As again, we are slowing down. I wanted to throw one more in there. You guys up to $120 now for the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center. I think we're going to call her a little bit early today, Noah, as my eyes are watering, my nose is watering, and I need to just go wash myself with some of Uncle Mike's antibacterial soap that I have in the house right now. I'm just going to go like this. Take it all in.
Breathe it in.
Isn't that awesome?
Let the smell cure you.
So let's go ahead and get Frankie's fingers going. There we go. Try to play it again. It's going right now. Doesn't have a headpiece in, but he's just going to play anyway. He's like a professional. There we go. So to Mom, who's watching, I'm pretty sure she's the only one watching right now. Head on over, Quebec Ave. You'll see the big Uncle Mike sign. It'll be great. Yeah, that's really good. To my main man, Matt, over there from all the bands, including Into Eternity, Raven's Witch, and Untimely Demise. And he has a birthday on the 17th of May, so maybe we'll get him back in for another birthday party, as this is going to be the new birthday place. Thank you for updating us on Manitoba Metal Fest. Best of luck with the Striker shows and everything else that's going on. I love and appreciate you so much. And be listening for more tasty licks that he's going to be hooking us up with as we continue to build the imaging of this entire network. To Noah, the Phenom, filling in yesterday, coming in again today. It's like, you know, I came in here and I was trying to get stuff done here and had everything set up. He's like the best. So thank you for fitting right in, brother. We love and appreciate you greatly. And to you, thank you for joining us on this birthday Tuesday with Uncle Mike, again turning 42 years old to celebrate. Damn 42 is the promo code to use at UncleMike'sNatural.com. Naturals.com or natural.com?
Natural.
Natural, non-plural. And to everyone else, enjoy that and enjoy the birthday week. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday. We'll talk to the birthday boy hopefully this coming up in a couple of days. We'll see. And just have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. If you're suffering through any colds or allergies, we're here too. We're all in it together. Remember to be kind to each other. Start caring about others more than you care about yourself. That's all we got to do in this world. We'll get a lot better, I promise you. Look at this guy go. He's got the slides. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Until then, love you so much. We're going to miss you so much more. You take care and have a great night. Look at this guy go. Nice. Really good.